You guys, I am literally so excited about the contents of this box. So I'm gonna go and open it. But if you recognize these words that are upside down on this box right now, then maybe that's a little bit of a teaser. So let's just slide out. Look at this. I'm gonna have to make sure none of my personal information is on here. I don't think so. Lovely red paper. I'll have to use that for some kind of Christmas collage. It is the festive season, so that is it has informed this purchase. I am so excited. Okay, is that everything? No? One more? Okay, I think that's it. So, what I have here today is a collection of metallic watercolor paints from Coliro, which is a German company. Now, this purchase has been, I have been on their website, adding things to my cart, removing them, not buying them for months. You know how it is when you want something, but you can't think of a use for it and you can't justify it to yourself. That's what it's been like, but I just decided that I want to use these metallic colours to do my Christmas cards this year, and so earlier this week I clicked purchase, and here they are. And so just because to show you that I knew what I was getting into, this is a pearl colour that I bought when I still lived in the UK, maybe 5 years ago. And it still has the little purchase label and everything, but it has been well used, and I really, really love the quality of these paints. I got a little box to set them all up in, so let's see which colours I chose, and we can do some fun testing with them. So I ordered this little box which has slots for 6 different paints, and since I already had the one, I only ordered 5 extra. Oh, they gave me a little, oh, this must be a little free sample. Oh, that's so exciting. But yeah, I ordered 5 more to go with the one which I already have. And then, oh wow, shall we have a look at this now? I can't wait. Okay, so it comes with the little thing. They are right, these watercolors, they're sort of mica paints, so they do take a little bit of re-wetting sometimes, but they're beautifully creamy when they do. People often use them for calligraphy as well as regular art purposes. And they've given me a little sample. Vibrant blue, mini pearl color, not for sale. Wow. Oh, that's so exciting. I can't wait to try that too. I hadn't factored that in. Well, I'll come up with a solution later. So this is the colour that I already owned. It's called Inca Gold. And it's really just a perfect, true yellow gold colour. And I have used it for so many projects. But I think it will be so nice to just have a chance to experiment with some other options. And then, I love this cute little packaging. Little bags, and then you can see a little peek of the colour through the middle. Oh, this is so exciting. I really loving this. Okay, if these are going to be difficult to unwrap, I might have to do it off camera. Never mind, we have the technology. So this one is Vermilion, because I wanted to get like a nice range of options for colours, but I did want to choose ones which were sort of appropriate for some kind of Christmassy painting projects, but also, a nice range of different options. And so I hope I managed to achieve that. I guess we'll see. It's kind of hard to tell. I did watch a lot of swatchings and had a long look at the website, but you can never really tell what you're getting into when you buy things online. So that one in the middle is called Indian Summer, and I think it looked absolutely stunning. It's such a beautiful bright orange. And then we have Peach, which is sort of I went back and forth over this colour a little bit, added it and removed it from my cart a few times. But it's sort of a soft bronze, which I think will be a really nice contrast to the sort of harsher gold that I have. Mistletoe, which is supposedly a limited edition colour, which may have contributed to me choosing it for this collection, but also it's a beautiful colour and it's a lovely pale green, so I think that's suitably festive. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's such a nice sage green. I'm going to try and do something about the lighting. We have the worst weather at the moment. It's like 2 degrees is the dew point, and it's really gross, like rainy, snowy. Anyway, I'm happy to be inside and looking at these instead. And then this final one is blue silver. So I wanted to get a blue, to be honest, and I also wanted to maybe experiment with some darker colours, but then I realised that if the pale ones or mid-tone ones show up on the white as well, then maybe that's good enough. But this looks like a wonderful sort of sky, muted, cloudy sky blue. So I think this tin has like little circles in the bottom there, you see, and then you have these ones. So I reckon, do you reckon these just like push in? Ooh, okay, that's loud. I'm gonna pop them all in and then come back with you. Okay, so this is the collection that I've chosen. I think these colours look so delicious. Like, I really just want to take a bite out of some of these. I'm so excited to play around with them. I'm going to add some water onto these and they can sit for a little bit. And then we'll also think about what we're going to do with this tester. Maybe I'll just give it a little swatch out at the end. I'm going to set these to the side with some water on, and then I'll show you what I have planned for our swatching and testing of these. So I just filmed a whole intro sequence for this and then forgot to press record, which is a classic YouTube blunder and also just representative of how this week has gone really for me. But I just wanted to show you briefly. You can see how well this paint has re-wet with the water. So it really does, when you try and just wet a brush and try and reactivate the paint, it can be a little bit of hard work. But if you just let them rehydrate even a little bit, then they become super creamy. And then the other thing is that I'm testing these paints on this Stonehenge Legion Aqua hot press watercolor paper, which I bought in a sample pack along with this brush from Jackson's, which is a Master Touch Aquamarine round number 2. And my idea was that I would paint, since these are metallic paints and I have black and white paper, I will paint a design on one piece of black and one piece of white paper, so we can see how the paints behave on both, how they show up and what they look like. So this colour that I'm using right now is the Vermilion, and it really looks like a beautiful sort of rusty red, and I am really enjoying the consistency. I mentioned before probably that people use these paints also for calligraphy. They're sort of designed for people who are into that as well as other crafty bits. And as much as I do love lettering, I'm not really a big calligraphy person. So, but maybe I'll try it out. You never know. It's looking more orangey rust colour on this paper, on the white paper, which is sort of a soft, warm white. It's not really like a bright, true white. But I do think it's really nice. And we'll have to see how it looks on the black paper as well, because often with these paints, they look a little bit different on the darker coloured paper because there's like a different tone of the mica that shows up. The other thing about these is I think they're pretty light fast because like mica doesn't tend to fade so much. You have to correct me if you have other information on that, but I don't particularly have any concerns anyway, because the applications that I find for these tend to be more, you know, just for cards and gifts and things that are meant to stay on the wall for a really long time. And I think they're just so beautiful. And the fact that they're so customizable as well. So they sell them in lots of different sets. I'm not sponsored. I sound like I'm sponsored, but I promise I'm not. Otherwise I wouldn't have paid for these. But they have different sets that you can buy, which are all really beautiful, but then you can also buy them individually, and then you can buy, like I did, these boxes to store them in. I just think it's just so thoughtful, and like they included the little free sampler. Like that's so, it's good business practice, isn't it? Because now I'm telling all of you guys that they're really nice and you should buy from them, and especially in Germany, like they're very easy to get hold of. So it's kind of hard with this lighting, but you can see the reflection on there. This is a very shiny, this would be better if it was a sunny day. Because it's such a cloudy day, you can't really see, but I can't control the weather, but you can see how shiny that beautiful red is. It just looks like more of an orange in the shadow, but in person, there's definitely more of a red tone. I think that is so, so pretty. I'm so excited to see how it looks on the black paper. So let's find out, shall we? I've not used this paper before either, really. I think I did like a small test on one of these or on most of these types of paper, but I never really did any more than that. I think maybe, what if we did like a couple of mushrooms on this one? So if I just like double checking I'm recording, because I don't want to do that again. Finding the ratio of paint pigment to water with a new art supply or one that you're not so familiar with is always a challenge, but wow. Are you seeing that? That is incredible. I am stunned. Okay, let's get this, get like a little stem going. I always want to be able to use more specific terms about mushroom morphology, but I haven't found myself in that particular Wikipedia hole just yet to find out exactly what they should all be called. Let's give it one of these little frilly necklace things. You can see on this paper there's like, maybe it's coming off as a little bit dusty. I think the texture on it, the surface, just attracts like little particles. I'll make sure to dust those off later when I show you a close-up of all of these. So let's just put the front of this mushroom. And then maybe some indication of gills. Mushrooms are so fun to paint. I'm not sure how to really indicate the texture on this though. Maybe just like we could do like some kind of irregular blobs, and they get smaller towards the top and then bigger towards the bottom of the mushroom. Okay, that's quite pretty. And then maybe a little tiny baby mushroom just next to it. That's cute. I mean, it's so nice when you can just you can tell that the paints are nice, because I really find that I can immediately just like switch off and paint with them, you know, without like having to think too much about how I'm using the paints or what we're doing. And I think to go with these, I'm going to do a little star. I've been really into these star shapes recently. I was going to do a video on designing my Christmas cards, but in the end I think that this video will be long enough. I'm going to fill this in, I think. But I really enjoy these sort of irregular looking star shapes. They make me very happy at the moment. I've been doing a lot of patterns as well. I find that they're very calming, just to colour in a pattern that you've drawn. But either way, the red paint, I mean, it's not quite dry yet, but they do dry very similar to when they're wet. That's one good thing about these. You can see the shimmer. Absolutely stunning. If you love shiny things, you will love these paints. Like, there's just no way about it. Like, this is a beautiful, you can see the orangey red here, and then just the shine is incredible. And it's not like they're such good quality, because with the cheaper like metallic paints, I mean, sure, they're like good fun and they do the job, but like with these there's no silveriness. Sometimes when you buy like slightly more student grade, let's say, metallic paints, they have like a silver mica in to make them shiny, whereas these are definitely like full colored mica. Anyway, this is what we've done with the Vermilion, so that's beautiful. And I'll move on to the Indian Summer, which I'm so excited for. So this is the Indian Summer, and as you can see, it is also rehydrated magnificently. And you don't need as much as you think you need. That's what I've learned from these. You don't need, your paint doesn't need to be as thick as you think it does, because the pigment load is so high. And I was thinking about what to do for this one. I'm really not so sure, to be honest. Trying to come up with ideas on the fly that you think are going to be good as hard. I'm going to do a flower. I'm going to make the petals like this shape. It's also fun to just do a little painting exercise every now and then where you don't need to worry about, you know, the outcome or like planning and just going with the flow. I think sometimes that's when you realize the ideas that you have in your head that are like brain worms, you know. Sometimes you try so hard to come up with original ideas all the time, but actually you know already what you want to do. So I've just done this little flower shape, and you can already see this stunning orange color. It's so vibrant. It's way more vibrant than orangey than the Vermilion, even though the Vermilion also looked kind of orangey. I'm just gonna add some little stalks coming out from between the petals just for a little bit of decorative effect. We're doing decorative art today. No pressure allowed, no perfectionism, just for fun. It doesn't have to look like anything, it doesn't have to be anything. We can just play around. I'd really love to do like video live streams one day, but I have a feeling that like no one would really watch them, which would be a bit discouraging and a bit awkward if you're just like sitting in a live stream all by yourself and no one's watching. Because I think I've got a time zone issue. But it would be so fun to just like hang out on a live stream and draw, and people can keep me company and draw their own thing at the same time, or I don't know, do the dishes, wash the dog. I think that would be. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I don't have the audience, the right audience for it right now. But maybe in the future I'll give it a go. Maybe even just for my friends. But I love this. This paint is just so nice to use, you guys. I'm so excited to use this for my Christmas cards. I'm planning to do like these little circular designs with like one of those star shapes behind. Just do some little dots for fun. Getting creative now. Really nice. Just see how shiny that is. They look so good on the white paper as well, which I think is also important to me because I do plan to do my Christmas cards on the white paper. And then let's just see what they look like, what this Indian summer paint looks like on the black paper. What should we do? How about like a plant with a lot of leaves? It's just so incredible when you do the first stroke on the black paper and it stands out like it's almost, it would be fluorescent if it wasn't metallic, you know, like it's just so satisfying. And I'm thinking of like a plant with like a lot of fan-shaped leaves. My problem is I'm not very good at that, like, because I think it takes a little bit more effort than you think to keep them in like in an even way, or like to keep them interesting without looking unnatural. I mean, obviously it's not natural, like I'm not painting from life here, but you know, like a pattern that would have formed in nature, because nature really has a very specific way of doing things. You don't always realize until you try and replicate it. And maybe we can do like do a roots as well. How about that? As above, so below, or something. I really like these old-fashioned like botanical illustrations. You might be able to tell. But usually I'm drawing with pen, so this like using these paints is sort of a little bit out of my comfort zone, which is probably a good thing. Important to get out of your comfort zone in a no consequences scenario. And this is a no consequences scenario because if this video is terrible, I simply won't upload it. And if the paintings are terrible, then maybe I just won't show you, or maybe I will just show you anyway, but you know, we can all just have fun looking at all the pretty colours together. What kind of flower should we do? Maybe like one with like these sort of lily shape petals. That's pretty fun. Definitely looks like something from a medieval manuscript. I've been sketching from a lot of those recently. And then maybe we can just do like some lines as a little decorative thing over the top. And it's funny because when I was thinking about what I was going to do with these pieces of paper, I was quite often thinking I would like to do just like little motifs or something. And that's exactly what I'm doing, just with these new paints. So I think that's an absolute win. Okay, so this is what we have for the Indian summer on the black paper. That is just so nice. So it looks definitely brighter and more orangey on the black paper than it does on the white, but it does look equally stunning on the white paper. I really love these designs. I think that actually, if I do this for all of the next paints, we've got 4 more paints to go. I might have to time-lapse it because I think it might take me a little bit too long. But I hope you've enjoyed watching me do these first couple, and I'll speed through the rest. And then we can come back at the end and look at how all of them look together and what I've learned about these paints along the way. So this was the Vermilion. I'm going to get on now, starting with the Inca Gold. I'll make sure to put up on the screen what paint colour I'm working with at that time so we can keep up, and I'll just put some nice music over it. It shouldn't take me that long. Okay, so this is my final set of little treasures that I've painted today. The paints are absolutely beautiful. The only one that I had any trouble with whatsoever was the mistletoe, and I think that maybe the mica is a little bit chunkier on that one, or I added too much water, and so basically it wasn't a problem though. I solved it by mixing it separately in a dish, but you can see compared to the silver blue that I have a little bit of chunks of mica going on, but I don't think it will affect the performance of the paint really at all. I am so happy with these. I think they're so beautiful. This is my least favorite painting over here, the weird lily, which I tried to draw this way up and thought it looked terrible, and so turned it upside down, and now it's shedding pollen. Apologies to any cat owners out there. But I think that all of these colours are so, so beautiful. I think that especially this silver blue or blue silver on the black just looks really, really nice. I'm so excited to use these now. I also like the little beetle. Maybe I was just like, I think I started strong, ran out of ideas, went through a bit of a lull because this rabbit is also kind of wonky. I love him, but I wish that everything was a little bit differently laid out, but that's what happens when you're just painting with no sketch. This is the Inca Gold. Really, really nice. And this weird little cauldron in the mistletoe. Also really beautiful, like such a lovely, lovely colour. I hope that you enjoyed coming along on this journey with me today to play around with my new paints, and maybe this inspires you to do something with the metallic watercolours that you have sitting around and haven't used for 2 years. I am, calling myself out a little bit there, but I'm so excited to make my Christmas cards with these. I hope everyone is having a very cozy and calm festive season here in the Northern Hemisphere and staying nice and cool in the Southern Hemisphere. And I'll see you all next week for another video. Please do like and subscribe if you like this video and would like to see more content like this. Leave me a comment. Let me know which of these colours you like best and which illustrations you like best, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.